Hit a note, Tommy. Welcome in. This is Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
HUDRadio.com, live from the BMW of Atlantic City. Studios like we are every Wednesday night. BMW Atlantic City, Ralph exit 37 of the Parkway. Find them online, BMWAtlanticCity.com. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Gibson Mayer LLC. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. The worldwide leader of Real Talk. The worldwide leader of No Agenda Radio. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Milakovic. Did I get it right again?
You did.
Nice. Two in a row. Rob Povey on the ones and twos. A lot of things tonight.
Hold on. What did you introduce yourself as? Don't get it twisted.
What did I say?
You ain't Tom Arnone. You're Happy Gilmore today.
I mean, you can say what you will, but when you're down the pipe at 250, that's all that matters. When you're switch hitting.
Club toss.
Club toss, yeah.
Club toss.
Violation, I assume, of a golf course?
Not in my book.
No, I mean, I don't look at us as guys who are like green savvy. You know, I mean, I'm trying to think of the right word, but
dude, I'm a baseball hacker on the course. Like, I have such a bad slice. I got to try to hit line drives to left to stay in the fairway.
I'm the same way. But today I went right-handed.
Ooh,
and honestly,
nicely done.
And honestly, because now I feel like that arm's going to stay long instead of like a baseball where I'm coming up rubber banding in a way. Right. So it worked out. But listen. A lot of things to talk about. Restructuring of Jason Peters. That was handled today. Definitely. Howie Rosen, was he held over to Coles a little bit? We'll talk about that later on in the show. Phillies, talk about Phillies Selection in the 2017 MLB Amateur Draft. Talk about top 10 picks reveal, about their feelings, we'll reveal our feelings about current roster and farm system. So we'll talk a little Phils at the end. Sixers draft strategy. Struggling. If either the Celtics or Lakers change course, which way do the Sixers intend to go on draft night? And now Josh Jackson being talked about going to the Lakers.
I think the Lakers are blowing a shit ton of smoke.
You think it's Lonzo?
I do think it's Lonzo.
Wow.
I think they're blowing smoke.
Wow.
I think they're trying to motivate the kid.
Motivate the kid. Motivation of people saying that, listen, he looks out of shape by a couple observers. All right? And now Magic is a liar because he lied about having the HIV. That was all a goddamn lie. And he lies about everything. So I don't trust a word out of Magic.
Either that or he's got greater healing skills than Jesus Christ himself.
Now, Irvin.
It's called money.
Irvin I might buy into as an honest guy. But Magic? Oh, Magic ain't honest. No. You lie about the HIV in a national audience. You lie about the HIV. And now he's in great shape. Healthier than all four of us. It's unfreaking believable. So we'll talk about where the Sixers do. Do they trade down?
Might be healthier than all four of us combined.
Yeah, maybe. But our main thing is really LeBron James right now. What's next for LeBron? We'll talk about his record in the NBA Finals.
Lousy.
The start of the super team. And it could be a little LeBron hate-ish in a way. But keep in mind that we all do still know he's the best player in the world right now.
Absolutely.
All right? But this is our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. What is King James' next move? Opt out of Cleveland, recruit stud free agents, blame his teammates, or step over Tyronn Lue? Get him
or step on Tyronn Lue, as the case may be.
So let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. ATD Radio is where you can find us. We'll read your questions off on air. Come join us. Join us.
As we always do.
But listen, to me, all right, his next move is some sort of addition in some way. I don't think he has the balls to leave Cleveland again. I just don't think he does. Now, can he bring another guy in? Yeah, they can bring another guy in. And I think that's probably closer to his move is adding somebody. I don't think he goes somewhere else. Like you see reports he goes and with Chris Paul and somebody else and they go start another team. I don't think he's got the balls to do that again to Cleveland. If he does it, wow. People talk and try to make arguments about him being the GOAT. If he leaves there again, you can shut your mouth when you're talking to me. All right, you know what movie that's from?
Absolutely.
Well, not Pineapple Express, Tropic Thunder. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
It's not even that. It's not even Tropic Thunder.
What is it?
It's The Hangover.
Oh, it's The Hangover.
No, it's not The Hangover. It's Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers, right at the beginning. I just watched it the other night, too. Right at the beginning.
Edgar Wilson into chat.
That's great. All right, so you know me with movies. I mean, I know lines. Sometimes you don't always know where they're from.
I think you're spot on. I don't think he has the balls to leave Cleveland. I wish I could take two things on the Twitter poll because number one, I think Tyrone Lue's gone, and what would be really some delicious irony is if the guy that he campaigns to have brought in is Mark Jackson, and gives Mark Jackson a shot to go back at the Warriors after Mark Jackson was the coach that got fired from the Warriors in lieu of Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
So
got the raw deal there.
I mean, to Wilson's point the other night, they didn't play defense under Mark Jackson at all.
Oh,
and
that's a younger team too at the time.
And Curry and Steph weren't the offensive, or Curry and Clay weren't the offensive threats that they are now. But number one, I think he gets the coach fired.
You think Lue's out?
I do think Lue's out, and I think
he wins a final and goes back to one, and he's can't.
And he's out.
Can't coach. What adjustment did they make?
David Blatt was a better coach than him.
100%.
And David Blatt got the axe, but I think Lue's out, and I think he goes hard recruiting after two former LA Clippers, Chris Paul and Blake Griffin.
I think what has to happen is...
I think Blake's a waste of time for him.
I agree. Blake, I think, stinks. But what has to happen is you have to put a GM in there that puts LeBron down. LeBron can't.
Good luck with
GM.
that.
No, it's better. It's easier said than done.
Let me get you here.
You got temperature?
Get in there.
I thought you were taking his temperature.
I just like to hear him better.
But LeBron trying to play GM, he can't do that. He got rid of Wiggins before he knew what Andrew Wiggins was. How'd that work out? And you brought in Ty Lue because you could walk all over him as a coach. To Mike's point, David Blatt is a great coach that got canned because he didn't cater to LeBron. Now, I'm not saying you need somebody that's going to, butt heads with him every time, but you need someone to be stern and put him in his place when needs to be. Go out there and be LeBron.
Who's going to do it? Nobody will.
No one will because it's the NBA.
Yeah, and that's it. Listen, he created his situation right now.
Oh, no question.
Right? Like Greg said, we talked about, he wanted Kevin Love over Wiggins. That was his call. All right, bringing J.R. Smith back. Okay, Kyle Korver. Deron Williams, who didn't play a lick, really, okay? These are guys that he wanted to end up bringing in, all right? Kyrie was already there. So, he already started off well with Kyrie. But the other guys are his additions.
If you think, though, Kyrie was thanks to LeBron, too, because that was one of those 2-3 years that the NBA said,
Cleveland
sorry,
#1.
Cleveland, here's the #1 pick because LeBron left you, so.
I think Lenny Robinson chiming in, Lou's the coach. I think he stays as well. I just don't think you can pull that off. I mean, LeBron can pull anything off. I just don't feel like that's the thing. I think that they revamp or retool a little bit. They add a piece, a star caliber, all right, and then maybe another role player of some sort. I think that's what they do. That's the only thing they can do. I mean, you could fire Tyronn Lue and bring in Mark Jackson, who I love, but that's not beating that team. Right. It's just not. And I think Kevin Durant,
not without additions to the squad.
I love what Kevin Durant did at the end of the day. I look at him as a smart guy. He went and shoved it right up their asses. Because what did they do? What has LeBron done the last two teams he's been on? He went and created a super team in Miami. He's the one who went and played with 3 other goddamn Hall of Famers. And people want to talk about super teams were started with Kobe and Shaq. Are you kidding me? That's 2 players. That's tandems. That's Batman and Robin. That shit's been going on all the time.
That's Jordan and Pippen.
Yeah, so when you add the third, now you're starting super teams. Yeah. Okay? And then he had a 4th. Well, nobody talks about Ray Allen.
Let's take a step back for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just had to get that out.
You're right.
I forget.
But you're right, though. But let's take a step back.
Sure.
For him to sit there at the press conference after Game 5 and look a reporter square in the eye and say, I don't know what a super team is. I've never played on a super team.
Stop.
You are full of shit. Bottom line.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. Listen, the guy's the GOAT we talked about right now in the NBA. No question. But stop. We talk about this is the whole thing about LeBron that drives me insane. You can talk triple doubles in the finals. You can talk the first guy to ever do it. You can talk all the other things. But when we start putting them things in, that's excuse driven to me. Okay? That's excuses. Well, the Warriors are a super team and all the, gold medalists and all-stars and the list goes on, right? That's just excuses, right? You want to be the best. The best don't shy away in the fourth quarter. Kobe and Mike ain't shying away in the fourth quarter. They want the basketball.
Shaquille
O'Neal wants the basketball. There's assassins, Okay? Timmy Duncan wants the basketball in that situation. There's guys who want the basketball. Kevin Garnett, is a guy who never wanted the basketball in that situation. LeBron James, another guy to me that doesn't want it in the big spot.
Well, and
that's just me.
Well,
Not saying he's never made game winners, but he looks like he fades away in the fourth. He doesn't have the assassin in him that when I look at Mike, Kobe, and other guys had. And that's just my feeling. That's where I lose it on him when you talk about him and compare him to Mike.
But
that's where I end the conversation.
But you're not wrong, because like if you jump on your computers or your smartphones right now and you do a Google search for LeBron James stats fourth quarter of NBA Finals games, first off, you can't find them. Why can't you find them? Because they don't freaking exist.
He owns Google.
They don't exist.
LeBron owns Google.
They just don't exist. But the first thing you'll find are 3 stories right in a row that say LeBron James' fourth quarter numbers in the NBA Finals are abysmal, because they are. And people want to say, well, he needs teammates. He's getting double and triple teamed. He needs teammates to make shots. Okay, fine. Yes, you do need teammates to make shots. Last year, Kyrie made shots. They wound up winning the whole thing. Yeah. But at the same time, Jordan wasn't going 1 for 2 in the fourth quarter.
Jordan was
Kobe wasn't going 1 for 4. And if they got double or tripled, they'd give the ball up, but then they'd find a way to get it back. LeBron gives it up, and then he's done. He's out of the play. So, to me, that's not how a top 5 NBA player of all time acts. And he's not number 1. He's not number 2. He's not number 3. He might be a top 5, but you don't act that way.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And that's why he's lost in the finals 5 times.
Because it's excuses, Greg.
No,
Look, Matthew Rittenberry. The Warriors have 3 gold medal players, 2 of the best 3-point shooters in the league, a defensive player of the year, 2 MVPs. The Golden State Warriors would win the gold in the Olympics.
Is that Colin Cowherd?
But that's my point is Colin's off base, okay, and that's excuses.
That's exactly what he said today.
And that's the point.
It was four gold medalists.
Michael P. Dickens, from Bird to Magic, stay on a team and try to improve them instead of running to an already fixed team. People now don't have patience, and I said that's a great point.
Well, and that kind of gets into the Durant argument a little bit too, because you have people that
I love that Durant shoved it up his ass.
And yeah, that's great.
I'm sorry, that's
I don't have a problem with that. I think the one thing that people have the problem with is that he jumped to the team that he couldn't beat.
That he lost. He was up 3-1 too, and lost.
If it was any other team, people wouldn't care. But because he went to Golden State, people have issue with it.
You're not wrong, but the GM ruined that team before that. You give up Harden the year before. Who knows what that team could have been? And that was a built super team.
And remember,
that was a drafted super team. That wasn't let me sign free agents. All those guys were drafted by Oklahoma City.
Well, I actually think if Harden was still there, if they had Harden, Russ, and Durant, they wouldn't have lost to Golden State before Harden left.
Well, what's funny is back in the time when this was going on, they felt like there wasn't enough ball to go around, right?
Yeah.
And you got to be at home.
But with Russ,
if you're the GM who pulled them moves, you got to be at home with a shotgun to your mouth, just waiting to blow that trigger. I mean, really, because that's tough to swallow. I would be like, damn, they couldn't play together. We got more people chiming
Rob chiming in on YouTube. Recruit stud free agents continue making non-super teams. Interesting thought.
Yeah, he's never been on a super team, right?
That's what he says.
What was those years in Miami? Sub-super?
Sub-super.
Part of the
3
bigger,
Hall of Famers.
Part of the bigger picture, though, is
who's a better team? Who's a better team? Miami that back then, okay, or Golden State right now?
Golden State.
By how much, though?
Golden State is the best team.
No,
ever.
by how much, though?
Golden State.
Not by as much as this.
Yeah.
I think
they blow them out.
Oh. No.
Yeah.
You got mismatches all over that
on both sides.
But favor Miami more, I feel like.
I don't think so.
I do, because you have the 3 in Ray. You have Wade, who gets to the bucket all day back in the day. That's all he did. Bron, and then you have Bosh, who just
Draymond couldn't guard Bosh.
No, but Draymond guards Wade.
And that's tough. That's tough pickings. I think he's in foul trouble early.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to beat them, but I think it's a closer series. That's all I'm saying.
I'll give you that.
Can we get 4-3?
Yeah, it goes 7.
All right. So my point, the whole reason I'm saying that is, again, we can go full circle, and he started this process. So when you start it, and we talk about 5 losses in the finals, I only give him I wipe away the first one because he overachieved there, right, with Cleveland. But the other 4 were his created ball clubs
teams.
with Hall of Famers, and you didn't get it done. What was the excuse back then?
Well, and hold on a second.
You ran into a great coach team in the Spurs.
But
Who are a true
was
team.
it the first one in Miami when he basically got beat by Dirk?
Yeah.
One guy, Dirk
beat him.
the three of them.
The three of them. Yep. And there was excuses then, too, where we're just learning to play together, next year. And then they got it done.
That just tells you how damn good Dirk is.
It does.
Dirk's
Oh,
great.
my goodness.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because, you started, and then Durant, essentially, Curry, and them guys talk to each other and say, well, let's just go finish this. You started, watch us finish. Because I think he needs to be real worried over the next 2 years if he starts to become ridiculously overshadowed by the two of them and the Warriors. Because I could see it happening where then some of the GOAT talk that loves to be tossed around, I'm a big fan of the emoji, but some of the GOAT talk, I think you could see over the next 2 years start shifting to KD and a little Steph.
It's possible.
I could see it until somebody takes it down.
Right.
Now,
and let's not give anybody a wrong impression here. Like, we're not sitting here as three LeBron haters. We're not haters, but we're keeping it real.
Maybe
no
one.
question.
Maybe one.
You ain't a hater. Come on.
Nah, that's fine. Hate away.
I respect, but I don't like the
great.
guy. I respect, but I don't like the guy.
But you could not like him, but you're not a hater. You're not gonna sit here and just bash him for the sake of bashing him.
No,
he
absolutely
doesn't.
not.
He doesn't do it for me, right? He doesn't do it for me like Mike did it for me.
Well,
and that's how I look
He doesn't
at it.
tickle my fancy.
No, and even Kobe,
nobody does it the way Mike or Kobe did.
there was Kobe haters, and Kobe was assassin. Yeah. He would run you dry in the fourth. He wants the basketball. LeBron doesn't want it. He doesn't want the basketball. Greatness doesn't shy away.
If there's Kobe haters around here, it's because
He's still great, though.
because he talks shit on Philadelphia.
He didn't want to
so
come
much.
back. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm just saying the public. I mean, the masses. You hate. Listen, I think it's pretty clear nowadays how we handle as a society greatness. I think we always hate it during the time, but when it's said and done, you grow to appreciate it. And I'm not saying like Mike was different, but a lot of people hated the Bulls and hated Jordan and hated all the winning. Okay, but now everybody that hated that during that period, and you know this, Mike, will look back on now and be like, oh man, were they good?
Oh yeah,
right. And then you respect it, and it grows on you. And I just think how it works.
That's of course the instant gratification of the world we're in now. We see something great. Oh, it's the greatest of all time. Well, why don't we let it simmer a little bit? Why don't we let it marinate? Let's wait for the career to end and see. Now, is he as great? Is he the best player right now in the world? Yes.
No question.
But,
and I think that.
But still, we didn't know Jordan was GOAT until after he was done, and we knew,
or at least on the downside,
and we knew what we just watched was something that we've never seen
and
before.
Jordan's impacted the game even, after basketball, the brand and everything that came with that,
right.
Created even more of a GOAT and more of a folk hero.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So
here's
different in a way.
Here's my thing on this is I think
LeBron can never have that impact.
What LeBron has to do, quite honestly, is he needs to match up against a team that more or less has a villain. And the reason that I say this, if you look at Jordan, okay, he went up against, Magic and the Lakers, and then, Kobe and the Lakers, and everybody loves the Lakers. He went up against Stockton and Malone. He went up against Drexler. Like, all these fan favorites, people, teams that guys wanted to see win. Mm-hmm. So what happened was he became, Jordan basically became the villain. He was the assassin. And I don't want to steal your thunder on that because I know that was your thing the other day, and you were spot on.
Yeah,
but Jordan was the assassin, and basically what happened was the NBA just kept tossing good guys at him, one after the other, and he just kept knocking them off until it almost became like the professional wrestling plot twist where suddenly the good guy the bad guy became so appreciated that he became the good guy.
Exactly, because I think it goes for anybody who's great in sports. There's Brady lovers who don't like the Patriots. Like, I'm a Brady guy, but majority of people hate Brady, hate Uggs, and hate Giselle to a point, just because of Brady connection. But they still love Giselle. Yeah. So we're always going to love it when it's over. But the thing about LeBron that drove me crazy, man, is he would enforce his will early on in the finals games, right? Enforce that he's 6'8", 260, and could play NFL football, right? And create fouls and get to the basket and get easy buckets. And then he goes away from that. And, bro, that's on you. Like, you can continue that all game. But to me, it's like, I'm good with the triple-double and a loss because now it's convenient to just say, well, it's just basketball. It's just basketball.
And I got
now
mine.
It's convenient to come out and say that kind of quote
and I got
when
mine.
you're losing. And you got yours.
And I got mine.
Yeah, and that's fraud talk. You would never hear Mike sit on a podium or Kobe and talk and spew nonsense like that, dude. Yes, it is just basketball at the end of the day. We all know that. But if you want to get the go to Moj, you can't say that.
And that's
you can't say that in the finals.
And that's the difference from the NBA today as the NBA back in Jordan and early Kobe.
Right.
They hated each other.
Oh, yeah.
They weren't dapping each other up, hugging each other at half court after the finals, after they just waxed you in 5 games. No, they wanted to beat you.
Yeah.
They wanted to physically.
And they were out of there.
ESPN ran the 30 for 30, the Lakers Celtics. I didn't really watch it, but now that was a series.
Right.
That was fisticuffs every game. That wasn't just one guy, Draymond Green, starting trouble.
Yeah,
that was
everybody.
all 5. That was Larry Legend.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
you can go to that
that's the
Knicks team.
difference.
That Knicks team would beat him up too.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That Knicks team was
look at
physical as shit.
Detroit with Lambeer and Mahorn.
Yeah.
But the
ahead.
thing is with LeBron, okay, so you averaged a triple-double for an NBA Finals series. Great. What I would tell you is take that assist down to 5, give me 15 more points a game, and have the series go 7.
Impose your will. It's stupid. Anybody who watches the game with 2 eyes, you're lying to me if you don't see him impose it early and fade away from driving to the basket later on in games. If you don't see that, then you got blinders on and you're strictly just a huge Cavs guy or you're a 12-year-old kid who's just a big LeBron guy. They're the 2 equations. If you don't see that game in and game out of the finals, that's what happened in the losses, and now it's 5 of them.
Well, and here's the thing. He knows in the first half of games he's going to take it to the rack, and if he doesn't score, he's going to get the call. In the second half, when the whistles start to go silent, he's afraid that he's not going to get the call, so he doesn't take it. That's when you have to take it, and you have to be that much more of a beast. You got to go climb on guys' backs and throw it down over them.
You got to put guys on your back.
The only time
too,
I've seen
right?
him do
Like,
that was the fourth quarter of this last game. Because that's the only part of the game I actually watched. I ain't going to be honest. I only watched the fourth quarter of this last game. And he took it to the hole because they were already down 15.
Yeah, it was over.
There was nothing else for them to do but
over.
take it to the hole, get the quick deuce, and then go back and let up another 3.
Let up another 3, right.
Well, listen, let me read off a couple of these. Matthew Rittenberry, LeBron's a phenomenal player in the world, but if you can't win, your legacy means nothing. That's pretty much what his point was getting at. Michael P. Dickens, Magic to me did more for his team than James. Sean Spielman must have watched part 3 of 30 for 30. Michael P. Dickens, nope. Just getting in their combo. Paul Penacoli, what up, Paul? Jordan, greatest competitor of all time. Guy loved going up against the best and dominate. No question.
In any sport, too.
And in baseball, he tried.
In golf.
Frank Vasby put a lot of money on golf. He's put a little bit of coin. Stays in Cleveland, but might move to LA within a season or 2. Interesting. Michael P. Dickens, old school basketball back then was tough. Hardcore basketball today. Now today, guys are more crybabies. And Sean Spielman, how does he move to a city that wrote racial slurs on his LA gated house? That's why I call bullshit on that story. Ooh, yeah. Or bullshit on.
Interesting thought.
Bullshit on one of the 2.
There's a couple of theories out there on that, which is very interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm not here to.
The name that comes to mind for me going to Cleveland is Paul George. And even that I don't think gets him over the hump. But I don't think Chris Paul's a good fit. Blake Griffin I think is a terrible fit. Only because I think Kyrie, what makes Kyrie so good is he's going up against the other guy's point guard.
He needs the ball in his hands.
When you put him on as a 2, he now has to guard the 2 guard. He now has to go up against the 2 guard. Now that's going to put a lot of wear and tear on him. Plus, he needs the ball. So I think adding another point guard wouldn't be the best thing. I mean, obviously, Chris Paul's world class.
I don't disagree with that, but I do think Chris Paul, if there's any one of these point guards, aside from Dwayne Wade, who could play off of the ball, I think it's Paul.
Oh, just because he's...
So if he came to Cleveland, he'd be running 2. No question.
Well, Paul,
I mean, there's other guys.
Guy.
I mean, there's a lot of Gordon Hayward chat out there. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people that are on the train that it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to Boston because Brad Stevens is there and that was his college coach. If he goes to Boston, I mean, Boston was real close to beating Cleveland this year. If they add him to that lineup, they could wind up beating Cleveland regardless of who LeBron puts around him. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I got to wonder if LeBron tries to recruit him to Cleveland as the double whammy. He comes to Cleveland and he doesn't go to Boston.
Who, George?
No, Gordon Hayward.
Hayward. Hayward's a ball player to me.
And Paul George.
Hayward.
I mean, Paul George isn't a free agent until next year.
Well, right, but
I'd have to think that if Indiana trades him, they're trading him out of conference, probably to a team that's at least a 7 or 8 seed. So he would have, and they would be 2 years out for him. He'd have to not re-up with with whatever team he gets traded
the NBA.
to.
You know, tampering happens.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? So he comes to the boss and says, "Hey, listen, I'm not playing. Trade me to Cleveland.
Well,
you'll get."
J.R. Smith is lobbering for Melo to come to Cleveland, and Melo's not a free agent, so tampering. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Alex Ocasio. At some point, Paul George and Damian Lillard are going to be on the LA Lakers. It sickens me, and I hope I'm wrong, but they're hinting at it. Interesting.
Well, Lillard tossed it out today that there are 2 teams other than Portland that he'd like to play
if
for.
Portland didn't want him, is how he phrased it. Or really, if Portland can't afford me, this is how this
if Portland
could go.
doesn't pay me.
That's that right there. He's pulling a Jason Peters. Is he setting the table for his extension? Is
No question.
What he's doing.
Paul Penacoli. What do you think about all the Lonzo Ball hype? I don't know, man. I don't think the kid's. I think he's a good distributor, but I'm not sold on him. I mean, I think his shot's a little off to me. I don't know if his body right now.
Dude, Domino's delivers
bigger.
faster than he does.
His body needs to get bigger. And I think the dad part of it makes it tough. Makes any situation tough. I just think it does. I think it affects him.
Well, think about this. We sat here on this same couch a couple months back, and we had the Joe Mixon debate. And we said that if Belichick didn't want to take a shot on him, if Belichick said, I have no interest in Joe Mixon, why, if the best coach, best personnel guy in the league doesn't want this guy.
Yeah, why do I
want him?
Yeah.
So now if you look at the Celtics and the Lakers, if Danny Ainge doesn't want him and Magic Johnson doesn't want him, why do I want him?
Why do I want him?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll stick with the guy that I wanted to go get, and if that guy's not there, then I'm going to take the guy that I need.
Listen, the more I look at things, I'm not even going to lie to you guys, man. If Josh Jackson's not on the board at 3, it's De'Aaron Fox to me. And I'll figure it out from there because speed kills at the end of the day. And there isn't many guards in this league that are going to be able to handle him off the dribble.
At 3, though?
What?
At 3?
Oh, yeah.
Listen.
He's quality pick at 3.
He's not.
Oh, I'm not saying he's not quality pick. I'm
saying if you're over Lonzo. I'm just saying over Lonzo.
Oh, I don't want Lonzo either.
No. If Fultz and Jackson are off the board,
absolutely. No,
I'm starting
to
lean. I'm starting to lean towards Fox right now.
I just don't take him at 3. I try and trade back and take him at 5, 6.
I won't even take my chances.
I don't think he gets past 4 at Phoenix. But here's how this scenario.
Even with Lonzo though, so you're right. You're throwing this Lonzo drop in there.
Yeah.
If everything falls in order, if it goes Fultz, Jackson, Sixers take De'Aaron Fox at 3, Phoenix then takes Jason Tatum at 4, and Ball goes Sacramento at 5.
Oh, interesting. Still in
California.
Yeah.
But and I think that's the attraction. However, I think if the scenario plays out that you're talking about, I think if the Sixers grab De'Aaron Fox at 3, then all of a sudden the 2 Sacramento picks come back into play. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit to see Sacramento then offer to either draft guys at 5 and 10 and trade them to the Sixers for De'Aaron Fox, or just take Fox and give them the picks.
Yeah.
Because they've made it clear that's their guy.
I look at how he translates, right? I look at the end of the day. I think Jackson to me, I love him to death.
He's my
love
guy.
him, love
He's
him,
my
love
guy.
him, love him. Fultz, where's he going to walk in the leg, dropping 20 a night? It's just who he is.
Oh, he's gonna be a 20 and 10 guy.
All right. Now I look at Lonzo. I don't love what I see. I look at De'Aaron Fox and say, what skill set do you have to be a game changer at the next level? And the skill set that I see is who is stopping you off the dribble in this league. And with big men like we have, penetration is so important. Penetration,
Driving dish.
little dash,
But
dunk,
here's,
easy basket.
Here's as currently stated, Ben Simmons is your point guard.
Nobody. Listen, he's not your every.
And I'm not saying he's. I know what you're saying, but so if you have Fox, now you have Embiid, Simmons, and Saric, all 6'10". You need something else.
Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Fox comes in at 6'4".
I love Fox. I'm saying that, yeah, but he's not going to be your every down point guard, just like Simmons. Because Simmons, you want the ball in Simmons' hands. That's why you took Simmons.
Right, but here's the thing.
Can't the ball start in somebody else's? If Fox is good enough to distribute,
you don't even have to though, because think about this.
Quick.
If you're running Saric on one wing, Embiid in the post, and Fox on the other wing, you could have Ben Simmons being a 10-point, 15-assist guy. He's just going to be the distributor. He's going to look right over the top of the defense, and he's going to just drop dimes all day.
Who do you think has a better shot? Fox, jumper. Fox or Lonzo?
It's Fox. It's not even
Fox.
close.
It's not even close.
So I'm looking at things like who's going to translate better at that pick. That's what Jackson on the board. If Jackson's on the board, that's no question who I'm taking. I'm going to sleep, and I'm excited to get in the camp and get rolling. That's how I look at that. Let's go.
And here's how all this translates, though, because if you run that lineup that we're assuming,
I agree, Chris.
if they're going Embiid at the 5, Saric at the 4, Simmons at 1, and call it Fox at 2, you bring a guy like Jared Bayless in and you run him at the 3 on offense. So now you have that shooter on the wing, and it could be Bayless, it could be Rocco, whatever. For this argument, we're going to go Bayless, because then what happens is on the defensive end, you flip. Now you've got Fox matched up against their 1, Bayless playing the 2, Simmons then guards the 3. And it becomes a defensive nightmare on the other end of the floor. There's so many ways that you can spin this. If you just have that one guy that you can plug in with them that can shoot it on one end and defend on the other. He could be completely one-dimensional on the offensive end. If he's a shooter, that's it. That's fine. If he can play defense, they're going to be fine.
Alex, I have no issue with it. He goes, he's man, give me one damn person that's relevant that wants to come to Philly via free agent. Sick and tired of seeing people go to places like freaking Utah instead of Philly. And then he goes, sorry for that outburst. Just had to go on my Tom rant real quick.
You're not wrong, Alex.
Christopher Charles Simmons. He don't think he's going to be a good fit at the point. And I feel like if you can go out and get a Fox, I don't need Simmons to run my point. True. Essentially, I can have two guys handle the ball in different situations. You look at Cleveland. Sometimes LeBron handles it, sometimes Kyrie handles it. There's no reason that can't work.
They could go
in
out,
the same situation.
They could go out and sign Kyle Lowry and have him run off the ball. No, I'm serious.
Not at a max deal, though.
I understand
but that's the only reason you're going to get him.
But pick any other point guard that's a free agent. You could have any other free agent point guard come in here, play off the ball, and if the Simmons experiment doesn't work, bang, you have a point guard to plug in.
Dude, if I don't get Jackson, I want Hayward. All right? If I can't get Josh Jackson at 3, I want Gordon Hayward. And then I spend max money.
He's worth the max deal.
Gordon Hayward's worth the max deal.
And maybe double max. I might double max him. You can't double max the double max, but I might double max his ass because that to me, now you're going to get, in my opinion, when healthy, you could make a case for at least a top 15 player in this league. Easily.
There's no doubt.
No question.
Easily. Carried Utah, in the West like he did. So I have no issue with him, Embiid, Simmons, Dario, whatever you get it. If it's Fox at 3, I'm now looking like a damn good basketball team in the East real fast. And now, if a guy like Embiid gets hurt, God forbid, or Simmons gets hurt, you're still a good basketball team.
Right.
So the tank's over. Signing a star who's at a good age ends your tank. It puts an end to your tank.
And that's the reason, or the hope for the reason why the Colangelos are in power, is because they supposedly have this great relationship with the players from their Team USA days.
Yeah.
So that's at least what was sold to us.
That's what was sold about Brian Colangelo.
That was what was sold about Daddy.
Daddy and son go hand in hand.
Let's not get it twisted here. Daddy's pulling the strings.
Oh, he absolutely is.
There's no question.
Well, whoever is, this is it.
You got to do something.
This is it. Gordon Hayward's on the market, right? Go spend the money. Don't tell me where's he going to play. You listen. It's fine.
No, he fits perfect. He's that exact guy Mike's talking about. He's that guy on the offensive end that's going to create a mismatch to whoever's guarding him, and then he'll D up on the other end.
Here's an interesting twist for you guys. Hoops Hype has the number 1 ranked unrestricted free agent this year, is Kevin Durant. Does Kevin Durant take his ring and say, you know what, Golden State, it's been real, but now I want to go do this with someone else?
No.
No, hell no.
Come to Philly.
Well, here's the thing.
Come to Philly.
There's a better chance of LeBron coming to Philly. But here's the thing. So the first 2 free agents this site has ranked are Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. There's not a snowball's chance in hell that either of them get out of Golden State. Let's play a little game here, though. Just yes, no, not even necessarily regarding the fit with the Sixers. Do you like him? Yes or no? So the number 3 is Gordon Hayward. I think we all like him.
Yes.
Next one is 22, 8, and 5, Blake Griffin.
No.
All right. I do. I don't like him with this fit, but I do like him as a player. Next one, 18, 9, and 5, Chris Paul.
No.
Yes.
Not for the Sixers, no.
Next one, Kyle Lowry.
No.
He said not going by fit. If you like the guy.
No, I just don't like him for the Sixers.
I do. That's a point guard you're looking for.
No, I don't need an aging point guard. Go on.
Kyle Lowry.
No.
22, 7, and 5.
Same situation. Say it.
This is an interesting one, but not as a starter. Paul Millsap, 18, 7, and 4.
Nah, Band-Aid. Go.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it, but I no.
I wouldn't mind having him come off the bench behind Dario.
That's why I said I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah. Next one, Drew Holiday, 15, 7, and 4.
Nah, I'm good.
You could talk me into it.
Yeah, I mean for the right price. Go ahead. You got to get to my guy.
Next one is real intriguing. To me, anyway. 6'10", small forward, Danilo Gallinari.
No, because now I'm just fitting in injuries. Let's just everybody get hurt at the same time. Everybody want a foot injury?
All right.
Gallinari's giving them out like freaking candy.
Number 10, Serge Ibaka, 15, 6, and 2.
I don't hate it, but I don't need it.
If you have Rashawn Holmes and
still Oak.
You don't need him.
No, you don't need it.
All right, number 11, Pau Gasol.
Nah.
Backup center, maybe?
Same thing, though. I mean, if you have Oak and Holmes.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
No, and you're going to have to give him max money, which.
And wait.
No, not
Hayward's
Gasol.
not a free agent?
Yeah, he's number 3.
He was number 3.
Oh, I didn't even hear him go off.
Yeah, we talked. Yeah.
I didn't know we went past him.
Oh, I said we all agree.
We all agreed it. We went real quick.
Yeah, I just went right by him.
My bad.
Number 12. This is intriguing. Dwayne Wade.
Nah, Band-Aid.
No.
See, I could actually see him fitting with this group pretty well.
Oh, I think he fits. I think he feels a need. But I agree. He's a Band-Aid.
I mean, he's
After
only got 2
saw the way
years.
he was dressed at the finals. I'm good. All right. I'm good.
Yeah, but anytime we
Right.
get Gabrielle Union in town on a regular
There you
basis.
go. Now we start to get
Listen,
into
Rondo took shots, man. But listen, Rondo took shots at both of them in that locker room about being leaders. And for the young guys, Rondo took shots at both of them.
My leader's JoJo.
No, but my point is, like, I'm not going to bring I'm not going to bring a veteran in who just got called out on shit in Chicago
But
about being a role model for the older guys.
How much you take Rajon Rondo's?
I don't know. They started playing better after he said it.
I mean, dude wears a short sleeve suit.
And you see the way Dwayne? I'm saying I don't hate it, but to me, it's Hayward because with the age and what he can do,
there's no question,
and the fit, and now that to me is ending the tank officially.
Yeah.
Other ones on that list to me are Band-Aids to the tank. And I don't like that.
Well,
I don't like that.
here's
I want Band-Aids to a tank. I need to end it.
Dwayne Wade had a player option. The hell? No,
You don't think that
Keep your stupid
a lot of
video
the
to
names
yourselves.
are essentially Band-Aid
No,
names because of age.
Alone, yes, they are Band-Aids.
They-
But
they-
if you team them with somebody, and now you're bringing in two guys, you know what I mean?
I see where you're going. You're trying to get deeper.
Because we have the cap room. We have the money.
Yeah, but
you max out.
You wasted on this, though?
But you max out Hayward. Cool.
Oh,
bring him
no.
in.
Hayward's done deal to me.
You max out Hayward,
Yeah.
and then you say Millsap, Ibaka, whatever.
But I don't think you need to because you're also bringing in a number 3 pick.
Right.
Yeah. I'm using the big guys, but
Right.
whoever it is, if you bring them in on a mid-level deal, two years, so you're not tying up a lot of cap space, you're giving these guys a chance to hopefully energize a huge basketball city. I think some of them jump at it.
Brother, I think Hayward alone completely re-energizes it, and the number 3 pick. I don't got to add another.
I'm not saying, but you're saying they're pure Band-Aids. I'm saying with the right mix, they're not Band-Aids.
If you're trying to win, if you're trying to win a chip.
Well, that's ending the cap, the tank,
Well,
right?
you're talking about next year. You think you're going to the NBA Finals?
If everyone's healthy, why not?
I'm not. Listen, I love your style. I'm not mad at it at all. But okay, then if that's what we're talking, are we talking next year?
That's what Hinkie was building.
No, for next year though.
That's what Hinkie was building.
With this crumb running things.
It's not Hinkie.
I understand that. I'm a Hinkie guy.
That's what Hinkie was building. Hinkie was building.
You get where I'm going with this?
Yeah, but let him finish. 'Cause I think this is good.
Hinkie was building it to the point where all he had to do was flip a switch.
Yes.
And this team was top 5 in the East, easy. And maybe
do you think this draft is the switch?
Well, I think so because we know we have an Embiid. Sarge is an absolute beast, which we didn't realize. I mean, we all thought because we were all watching YouTube videos for years, like salivating over this guy. And now you have Simmons waiting there, who you think you know what he is. Now you get the number 3 pick, whether it's Jackson, Fox, even Monk,
who I love,
right?
Yeah.
So now you have these pieces. Now you need that guy. Sometimes I thought maybe it could have been Durant if the league didn't structure into the super team. I thought a guy like Durant, or when Westbrook came up, you sign one of those big names because you had the money. You could throw all the money at him. Sign a guy, maybe sign his other buddy for a little bit less, and build your own super team around your young guys.
Yeah, and I think that's where Hayward ties in, and that's the switch.
And I agree. That's the switch.
Now,
I just don't trust Colangelo to do it.
Well, listen, the reason I put up my nose to the other names is just because they just brought Rocco back. Okay, not that I like Rocco like that, like some people do.
He serves a purpose.
But there's guys like already on the roster, so there's really, especially like bigger guys, there's no room for them unless you move Oak. And then if you move Oak, and then you want to talk about Millsap or Ibaka, then I start to like that more.
You also
know what I mean?
have to think though. Look
So it
at
depends on what you do with
what the
Oak.
Warriors did all year. They put Jaja played a huge part. All he did was start this year. Who was in the game? Iguodala was in the game. He didn't play a lot in the regular season, banged up here and there. But so you're going to need those veteran guys like a Millsap, like a Wade maybe, to kind of bide their time on the regular season because you're going to need that veteran presence who's been there in the playoffs and can get these young guys through a 5-game, a 7-game series back to back to back.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either, but I sit with Hayward and the number 3 pick being enough for that switch. You know what I mean? I just don't think you're trying to you're almost trying to build a super team off of aging guys with the last pieces. Why?
Because
why do I gotta go there?
But
now
that's how you
name.
have to do it. You have to build it around the young guys.
But
That's how Golden State did it.
No, hold on. Okay, you have your young pieces.
Yeah.
Right. You're getting the number 3 pick this year. Then we're talking about signing Hayward. Right. I don't need just another name now.
But who says the number 3 pick's ready?
He doesn't need to be. I'm signing Hayward, and Embiid better be freaking healthy. Simmons better be healthy, and you know what Dario is. So
where's our time fillers going to be, though? Like, how are you going to get through a whole season? You need other veterans there to take that time.
Okay, and there's some already on the roster. That's what I'm saying. Now,
Yeah,
you
but
like them or
they're-
not,
you
they're
still-
already on
but
there.
you still have a
You're not gonna play-
McConnell.
You're not going to play
a
them
Bayless,
in
a
the
Henderson.
playoffs, though.
Backup minutes.
We're just like,
See, but here's
it's really just Dwayne Wade that's what got me stuck on it.
here's the
And I don't need Dwayne Wade.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about other guys.
right, but here's the wild card in this whole thing is if they do need to make a deal because here's
No, we're arguing about.
What I think could conceivably happen is early in the season, whether we like it or not, they're still going to be limiting JoJo's minutes.
Yes.
So you're probably looking at Ja getting 16 to 18 minutes a night as your backup center. I think if they do this right, what they need to do is they need to build up Ja this season as if we didn't have JoJo, this guy would be a starter and he'd average 20 and 10 for us. They need him to come off the bench going 13 and 7 every night, and then at the deadline, he gets flipped.
I also need $1 million.
Why hide it then? Just go JoJo, Ja, Dario, Simmons, number 3 pick.
JoJo and Ja can't play together.
I agree. But why not? Let's just go. If we're going to tank and we're going to end the tank, let's either do one or the other. Let's either create mismatches all over the place or suck again.
Yeah, but I mean,
because we create mismatches for ourselves on the defensive end.
You got to hope Oak comes to play a little bit. And,
yeah.
I
think he does.
Because money now.
This is contract year.
This is contract year, yeah.
So, you hope.
How do we get from LeBron to this? That's hilarious.
Because I think it just goes all, you start running through the NBA and you start talking and you start hoping that, we can have this conversation at some point. I know we were going to talk draft a little bit.
We're already on it.
We got through it.
I'll tell you what, though. I've seen a couple of memes on the book over the last couple of days of LeBron in the Sixers uniform. It doesn't look bad.
Nah. Yeah.
I don't know if I want him, but it doesn't look bad.
I'm not going to turn him down.
Hey, you want to build a legacy? Bring a winner to Philly.
If LeBron,
I mean, talk about it. Basketball City.
If LeBron wants to opt out to play with JoJo and Dario and
yes.
Ben Simmons is his boy, you never know.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
I might be a LeBron fan finally.
Oh yeah, shit.
That would just be ridiculous if he played one more year in Cleveland, and then he just decided Ben looks good in Philly. I'm going to go play with him.
Well, that was always my thought with as I said with the whole Hinkie thing. You build up your guys to the point where these older veterans that not that they're older, but people want to come. They want to play with these guys in this city.
Right.
Like Hayward. You would hope that you would hope that if you sat down with him and had a conversation and he knows the pieces that are here and it's like, man, you can be the start of the change where now Philly's back on the map for basketball. And guess what? You have a big seller still because people know how AI was treated here, and stars know around the league. And this place is real enticing to other stars once they see it to the point where they don't feel like the tank's still on. Once they see that, guys are going to want to come play here because they know how your legacy can change. Like you said, playing in a diehard basketball city that I think really goes under the radar to a lot of people.
Well, this is where, to me,
I'm in some great groups,
right?
And you are too, and I know you are, that are great. You see the passion that goes on every day. So.
Sixers Nation, Sixers 24/7, all of them. Yeah,
you do a great job.
But this is where I think the Sixers need to think outside the box a little bit, where they need to make sure that they call it reconcile, for lack of a better term, their relationship with Dikembe Mutombo. This is where they need to make sure that they hire on a permanent basis Elton Brand. They need Mutombo to be that ambassador so that he could go out and he could tell people, hey, when I got traded to Philly in 2001, that city, that team, that arena was off the hook. And Elton Brand goes out and says, listen, I was the biggest free agent coming out my year. Sixers didn't even have max money, but that place was just crazy. And I thought I had a chance to put them over the hump, and I went and signed with Philly. They need these guys from the past that they've kind of held at arm's length. I mean, and don't get me wrong, they still embrace AI. They still embrace Doc. But there's other guys that are relevant to the players in the league now that they could have come in and work as ambassadors, as recruiters. You could even put Elton Brand on the coaching staff as your big man coach. It's not going to hurt.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. No. But nobody's going to sell the place like Allen could right now.
No.
Just because of all the respect.
But you saw it this year when they were playing well. that place was rocking.
Oh, yeah.
And it was selling out.
And it was selling out.
And guess
The
what, Greg?
entire month of January, when they went on that streak,
Went on that run.
that building was insane.
It was rocking, and you could hear it through the TV.
And listen, guys know that. But guess what? It's up to you one to open up your checkbooks. Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. And my concern is that, to me, I feel like they're not ready to flick the switch like we talked about to a point.
They're going to try and flip the switch, but it's going to be like to Kyle Lowry. They're going to be their flip to the switch, which I think is the wrong move.
One last free agent name for you guys,
Yeah.
and I held off on this one because he's restricted. But I think if he was unrestricted, this is actually, if you can't get Hayward, the perfect fit. Otto Porter. He's young, so
I don't hate
he's
Otto
young,
Porter.
so he's not a Band-Aid.
I don't hate Otto Porter.
He's got the skill set. He can shoot and he defends, and he plays well off the
He's
ball.
still a real young guy.
Yeah.
I have no issue with Otto Porter.
I just don't know if he's a max guy.
No, he's not a max
You know
guy.
what I mean?
He's,
And that's what
he's
if you're
restricted.
Gonna, if you're
so,
going to entice a guy, you're going to give him max money. That's
Well, and Washington's got first right to refusal on that
Right.
too. They're not letting him get out of
and
Washington.
that's what you do. Is
but-
you
Think,
offer
yeah.
max money, so you make Washington match.
Right.
Unless you're Billy King and you give Andre max money without a match.
Without a match.
Whatever, wherever that, right?
No, but yeah, listen, I think it all comes back to we all know who the guy needs to be. And Brian Colangelo and the Philadelphia 76ers, you need to target Gordon Hayward. You need to put an end to it all and say, now we're going in. Now we're looking to compete in the East. Because Boston's only getting richer, June 22nd. They're only getting richer.
Yeah.
Going number one, being in the Eastern Conference Finals, number one seed, going
here's-
into the playoffs. They're only going to get better.
Here's a quick
Crazy.
thought. Boston obviously drafts Fultz.
I don't know if you want to say obviously.
Well,
I mean, it's a 99%.
well, okay.
But supposedly Ainge loves Jackson too. So
Okay, so say Boston drafts Fultz. Do you trade Thomas? He's up for money.
it's a tough call.
So we say Boston gets richer, and they do, but they also might just replace with maybe not someone not as dynamic as a scorer if you trade Isaiah Thomas.
Or they go Jackson.
But here's the thing: if you trade Isaiah Thomas, you're probably landing either a top 10 pick somewhere down the line, if not this year, next year, or you're getting a top line player in return.
They're probably getting their big that they've always wanted, sure.
Oh, I mean, they have a big. He's just, a little underrated or underachieving. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm a Hayward. I mean, I'm a Horford guy.
I like him.
I like Al Horford. He does enough.
Yeah.
But that team again, Isaiah Thomas. Is he star?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think he's there.
I don't.
No,
I
but
think-
you know
I
what
think they have
though?
really
He can
good
score the
players.
ball.
Yeah, they have really
But
good
here's the
players.
thing.
Score the ball.
They're
deep.
Here's
They're
the thing
deep.
where it comes back
Across
to
the
full
board.
circle. You're talking about LeBron not being an assassin and he disappears in the fourth quarter. Isaiah Thomas is the complete
Complete opposite.
flip
Oh,
of that.
sure. Oh, no doubt.
He is a guy that will take the ball possession after possession after possession in the fourth quarter, and he's just dropping them.
Yeah.
You can't replace that in 1 year.
No.
I mean, if they draft Fultz, it could be a situation where they play a year with both of them and see how it works,
And then they can go from there.
and then they go from there.
Yeah, and see, if Fultz is the real deal too,
Yeah,
like they
no
can sort
question.
of find that out. But listen, we'll take a break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll continue our NBA talk. Anybody's got questions, let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Get in. I'll read all the comments off when we get back on the other side as well. Talk a little Phils, a little draft, which, nobody knows shit. The guys even drafting are just hoping to.
But
we're going to
it's
hope with them.
it is kind of revealing, though.
We're going to hope with them.
Yeah.
And we'll get into a little Eagles talk and how Howie Roseman was held over the coals by Jason Peters. All that, much more. Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
ATDRadio.com. This segment was brought to you by Soap Stash LLC, your new soap standard. Find them on the web, soapstash.com, or on Facebook, Soap Stash LLC. And Gibson Mayer LLC, our certified public account. Make them yours. Find them on the web, gibsonmayer.com. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the worldwide leader of Real Talk, A2DRadio.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
Do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
Tom Arnone, Big Mikey Smalls, Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, only on A2DRadio.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located at 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, on A2DRadio.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
Hey, Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Tom and Mike, AM and the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. 215-369-3300. Or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
welcome in to the worldwide leader of what? Real Talk, A2DRadio.com. You, Tom,
Mike,
AM,
PM,
A2DRadio.com, live in the BMW Atlantic City studios. BMW Atlantic City, off exit 37 on the Parkway. Find them online, BMWOfAtlanticCity.com. You're just joining us every Wednesday night. We're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make him yours, Gibson Mayer LLC. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. We ran a bunch of breaks there for our sponsors. That's what we do. We're givers, okay?
For the sponsors, for the fans, for the people.
for the people, by the people.
But we support our sponsors as they support us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, we do. So we started the show with LeBron and what he does next. And our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. What is King James' next move? Opt out of Cleveland, recruit stud free agents, blame his teammates, get his coach fired. Let us know Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. We're also streaming live on YouTube as well. So if you don't like us on Facebook and you think there's a better camera angle, well, then go soak in the tube. All right? But we enjoy you chiming in. You know, I try to really read off everybody's comments that come through as much as possible because listen, it's built by you guys. It ain't built by us. I'm a jabron with a headset. And yeah, I'm good at it. And so are the gentlemen to my right, left. A lot of things are debatable. I would love for a day for us to get like somebody like GOAT A2D. You know what I mean? That's my goal. I'm not looking to get goated. I'm just looking for the GOAT emoji to find itself in a post somewhere with the A2D. But listen, we'll talk. That's semantics down the road. So that was our poll question. We all agreed that we believe he stays in Cleveland. I think we all agreed on that one. I don't think he can do it again. Now, does he have the balls to do it? I think he does have the balls to do it, but I don't think he will. The backlash would be too much. You just can't do it. I think it would be a career ruiner and ender. And somebody said earlier, it's either Matt or Michael on Facebook, that he won one so he can leave. And I don't think that's defend the land what that hashtag started with. You can't go once, come home, and leave again, Daddy. You can only go back to the wife so many times before it blows up.
Well, if I could borrow a quote that was made famous, he won one, not two, not three, not four, not five. He
lost five.
He won one. So, yeah, he's not done there.
Can't be.
How could he leave after Trainwreck and pretty much sucking the teat of Cleveland? He can't do it now. He's locked in for life.
No, he's locked in.
Hey, real quick, during the break, I took a jaunt into Twitterverse, and this is just too good not to share with the people. So, at Gipper Grove, just saw Malik Monk parallel park in the middle of South Broad. I'm sold. It's great tweet.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
If you're up and down South Broad, you know exactly what that means. It's a great tweet.
It's a great park job if you did it manually.
Yeah. And then
you really want to get to the bottom if it was an automatic, parallel on the car.
Yeah.
But hey, if you got that dough, go for it.
And then the one guy on CSN right now who's actually tolerable, Corey Seidman. Here's an interesting one. After Mookie Betts goes deep for the second time tonight.
Shocker.
Mookie Betts is 8 for 16 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs. 2 homers and 4 doubles against the Phillies this week in 3 games, which includes a game of an 0 for 6. Imagine watching him every day.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
Oh, we know what that team is.
Yeah.
It's trash. So we tied, LeBron on what we thought he was going to do next, and we think he's going to at least try to add another piece.
Yeah, he's got to add something.
So he's got to keep up with the, Kardashians, essentially, and get him out of the locker room. Ooh, get her away, far away. I mean,
It's funny. People want to talk about the curse of the Kardashians, and I'm like, no, it doesn't exist, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm like, Tristan Thompson softer than baby shit?
My man was
maybe that is a real thing.
My man was wearing a fair with her. They were faring together, and that's where we created the nickname the Big Faramental. The Big Paramental, as Sweeps like to say. And I like the Big Faramental. Freaking stinks. But I mean, he played soft as shit in the finals, and he didn't get it done inside at all, and that mattered. Where you can separate yourself a little bit from the Warriors, and Zaza outplayed them. And physicality outplayed the Big Faramental.
And even when Zaza wasn't in the game, whoever they had in there battled him and made it tough for him. And he didn't make it tough for any of Draymond, whoever it was.
Nobody.
JaVale McGee, process guy.
Started it.
I guess JaVale McGee is no longer shacked in a fool, huh? I got a quick question.
I do miss him in Philly.
I got a
short time.
Short timer. I got a question for you guys. I know we're about to get into some Phil's talk. And this is kind of just like a fun sidebar type of thing. How big are you guys into the whole distribution of uniform numbers and the sanctity thereof, and guys wanting to wear the same number on other teams, and guys or teams not giving away uniform numbers too quickly? And the only reason I bring this up is there's been some things written that the Phillies will not recycle Ryan Howard's number 6, Jimmy Rollins' number 11, Chase Utley's number 26, or Cole Hamels' number 35 for several years, perhaps at least until these guys are retired, because these guys meant so much to the organization, specifically the 2008 World Championship. But I noticed over the last couple weeks, as the Phillies have been shuffling these minor league jabroni pitchers up and down, there is a guy wearing number 51 of Carlos Ruiz, who was just traded last year, and now we also have a guy wearing Brad Lidge's number 54. First guy who's worn it since Lidge left in 2009. So how big are you guys on the numbers game? I mean, does it mean anything? Is there any sentimental value, or are you just kind of like, whatever?
What, in terms of keeping them from players, with retired players? I have no issue with that, because every organization does it. And when you talk about the Phils, I mean, it's the right players they picked if they're not giving them out. But then there is something to be said about players, in the biggest superstition sport there is, wanting their numbers.
If it's your number, it's your number. Can't
you still retire it and still let a guy use it?
Apparently, if if you retire a number, you have to. I guess the team has to go get permission from the guy that they retired it for to let somebody else wear it.
I'm okay with those 4. To wear Lidge's number, that doesn't mean anything to me. Lidge was here for a short time. Did what he had to do.
No question.
Was a huge part of that team. But those 4 that they're holding out, I'm good with.
Yeah.
And especially if you think about it, if you want to bring big circle, Cole Hamels could come back.
He
conceivably once his contract is ended, and help be the veteran leader that everyone didn't want to trade away because of this whole disaster that we're in right now. So keeping 35, I'm cool with. And those 4, I'm good with.
See, for me, and I'm probably nitpicking here, I didn't have a problem with them giving out 54 at this point. It's been almost 10 years. For me, I would have liked to have seen them leave 51 alone for a little while. Because to me, I mean, Chooch was just here with another team a month and a half ago. Let the body get cold first. I mean, guy caught 4 no-hitters for this team. He's, one of the top 3 catchers in the history of this organization. Meant a lot to the team and the city. Is he a Hall of Famer? No, not even close. But I would have liked to have let the body get a little cold on that one before I gave that number away.
I see your point there. I just don't think he wasn't the game impact the overall game that those other 4 had.
Yeah.
But now what does it say about the baseball team in this city right now when one of the biggest stories out there is when do we recycle these numbers? And that's the biggest problem that they have to worry about right now.
Alex Ocasio, I can't even watch the Phils anymore. I tried in the beginning, but I just can't do it anymore. They're either getting stomped on or blowing a lead. Spot on. David Navo, you'll like this one, Mike. LeBron to OKC in the offseason.
You know what?
You're funny as shit.
You said I like that?
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, my goodness.
But he's not going alone. If he goes to OKC to team up with Russ, they're getting somebody to come with them. They're going to form a big three or a big four there with LeBron, Russ, Oladipo, and whoever.
And Cleveland fans would burn the bitch to the ground.
They would abuse his house in Cleveland, and then somebody would hop on a plane to L.A. and go abuse his house out there.
Double.
Then they get the next 5 number 1 picks.
Yeah, that's how that would work, too. Make them happy. Michael Dickens, Sixers are full of young talent, but no smartness yet to know the pro-level game. So, thought. But, I think that's any young team, really. You're young, and you got to figure all that out with time.
That's where that veteran guy that you're signing for a mid-level deal comes into play.
Navo says LeBron and Harden. Still not enough.
In Houston?
Yeah, he's
LeBron and Harden?
Yeah, he's better off staying with Kyrie.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah,
if he goes to Houston, they still need to bring in a third.
Yeah, because people forget how good Kyrie is.
You got Dwight Howard down there.
They still need to bring in a third.
Maybe a fourth now, since that name. Maybe a fourth. So we talked a little Sixers draft strategy earlier on. We'll get in a little Phil's talk. Some things they did in the draft. I know I think some things you wanted to touch on, too, about the direction they went. And we'll talk about their current roster at the big leagues and a little farm talk.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was real telling, and it was interesting how last year when we had the number 1 pick, people were just nonstop talking about, Phillies overall number 1 pick, and there was a lot of talk about it, and it was supposed to be the number 1 pick, and last year was the last season they were going to be really bad, and this year, they wind up with, I believe it was number 10 or number 8 overall. 8. And they're still really bad. In fact, I think they're way, way worse than a lot of people thought they were going to be. I feel like I'm the victim here. I'm either the victim or the villain, because my conversation with the baseball gods goes like this. It's you said that the Phils were going to finish 500. I don't know if I can give that to you. Okay, baseball gods. Well, what can you give me? We'll give you a Westchester National Championship. I just had that 6 years ago. Maybe we'll give you a Pennsbury State Championship. All right, I'm in. So I'm sacrificing the Phils for a state championship in PA and a national D2 championship. But yeah, they're just bad. They're bad right now.
Bad's an understatement.
But the whole thing with Matt Klentak, and I know we're going to get into this, is this guy needs to take the blinders off. This is the second year in a row now, at least to this point in the season. If you take every Phillies minor league affiliate and combine their records, they're playing almost 600 ball in the minor leagues. They have the best team in the minor leagues in Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, hat, shirt, and overall they are the best minor league organization in baseball in terms of wins and losses. Ton of talent. But they're not moving these guys anywhere. And now,
And who's that fall on?
I think it's got to fall on Klentak.
No question about it. Who brought in 2 guys you didn't need to bring in this year? Who brought in Saunders? Who brought in Howie Kendrick? Who brought in Clay Buchholz? This organization stopped progression, okay? They tried bringing in Band-Aids and stopped the progression that could have happened, all right? And the progression that could have happened where there's 3 younger kids that could be up. And one of them is what the organization did dirty is Jake Thompson. So Buchholz sort of took his job, and then they brought him up and put him in as relief, and then sent him back down again. So who's that on? That's on one guy. That's on Matt Klentak. When you talk about Phillies, they promised us in 2018 this team would be ready to compete. They promised us, we thought that this team would get better from last year. That didn't happen. Guys have digressed a lot. Franco, he had hits last night, but he's played bad, right? Duble's actually swung really well over the last couple weeks. So there's, he's found himself I think we all thought he would. Franco hasn't, right? Other guys, who you looking at? Tommy Joseph? He's not a guy, right? Freddie Galvis stinks. So you look through it. Who's good?
Well,
Cameron Rupp stinks. So you're
I don't know.
Below average.
I don't know what's slower right now, Cameron Rupp's bat speed or this painful death that I'm dying watching this team.
It's ugly.
Yeah,
I mean, he's horrible.
There's only one guy that you can it comes at the bat and you're like, you know what? He can get a hit right now.
It's a doable.
And
we just sat here last week
talking get rid of him.
Yeah, talking about Mike Schmidt clowning on him.
But that's the problem. Like we talked about it. He's not that guy to carry you, especially when you have a bad bullpen and your starting pitching is below average, and you just have guys, and I don't see any change in progression. And like you talked about, too many guys at the minor league level have been really productive. And then, like you said earlier on before he came on, Quintac talked about Nick Williams and not happy with his on-base percentage. Bro, you got Freddie Galvis in the big leagues with a horrendous on-base percentage. You got Michael Saunders on your team that you signed who flat out stinks. You were talking on-base percentage with me. Come on. At the end of the day, you want to make a statement, the guys in this organization, you cut Michael Saunders yesterday. You say, hey, I don't give a rat's ass about eating the $5 million because I'll chew that up because we make a shit ton of money anyway. All right? And you make a statement to guys and say, you don't want to produce here? You want to bet 206 here? There's the door, and we'll eat whatever your money is. And that's how you start making a statement if you're Matt Quintac. And you do it by saying, I made a mistake here. And I don't care, and I'll eat the money on it.
But
it's not his job.
But they're not going to do that.
You can say what they're not going to do. I'm telling you what I would do to make a statement.
Bottom line,
you're absolutely right.
Bottom line, this starting outfield right now should be Nick Williams in left, Odubel Herrera in center, Aaron Altera in right. You'd have Nava as a switch hitter backing up the two corner outfield spots, and then you go find some reserve center fielder somewhere because obviously the guy you'd want to have up, Roman Quinn, is not healthy. Howie Kendrick right now should be a guy who's getting a couple starts at first, a couple starts at second, a couple starts at third, keep hitting, and then we trade. Bottom line. And Saunders should be gone. I mean, what I think is really telling, and I wanted to get into this a little bit with the draft talk, is the one guy in this organization right now who I think actually really gets it is Johnny Almaraz, who is their scouting director, who, in my mind, this guy might as well be making a push to be the next general manager. The Phillies draft 40 rounds. The promise, 2018 and forward, this team was going to be competitive. Well, to do that, you got to get these guys in the high minors up into the show. But then you're going to have a gap because you got a lot of talent in the low minors and you're taking your guys in the high minors and you're moving them up. Well, what do you do to fill in that gap? 31 out of their 40 draft picks were college players. 9 out of their first 10. And you want to talk about putting some heat on some guys?
Yep.
You want to talk about putting some heat on some guys?
Couldn't agree more.
Taking a pole and sticking it up some guys' asses?
Yeah.
2 of their first 2 of their first 9 were college third basemen, and 2 of their first 7 were college shortstops. So Mr. Maikel Franco and Mr. J.P. Crawford need to figure their shit out quickly.
Listen, I couldn't agree more.
I agree with you. I just don't think in an MLB draft you're thinking that close, right? Kingery was a college second baseman. He's still not scuffling, I shouldn't say that. He's still sitting at AA.
Wait, hold on. What did I text you Sunday night?
What'd you say, he rakes or he's...
I said he doesn't even need to go to AAA. He's ready.
Just ready.
He's
ready. I don't disagree, but I'm saying just because he's a college player doesn't mean he's ready or he's close to being somewhat close. I see drafting that many college kids as they're safe. There's no projection. There's very little upside to these guys to where we might be able to find a Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge, right? We're going with the product of what they are. They're safe. They're guys we can sign. They're guys that, you're right, can fill in the spots, but not really, as of right now, you think are going to be very big impact.
Okay, that's fair, but I'll give you the flip side of that coin is you can take these guys, especially 3- and 4-year college players, and you don't have to start them at Williamsport and have them go, or I'll take it a step back further. Gulf Coast League. They don't have to go short season Gulf Coast League, Williamsport, Lakewood, Clearwater, Reading, Lehigh Valley. You can take these kids out of college and you can start them at Clearwater. And then if they hit, you can have them in Reading by the end of the year.
Sure.
So what you're doing is that you're accelerating the top side of your system by fast tracking these kids.
Right. I just think you lack some of the potential truly impact by going that route.
And it's possible. I mean, that's absolutely possible.
Number one pick's the perfect example of that because, yes, he had a really good junior year, and there's nobody's questioning that. But, I mean, his upside of pop is projected to be 10 to 15 home runs. So he's not a true center fielder, as they like to say, okay? But so he's a corner outfielder that doesn't supply you a lot of pop. So there were some of the negatives on him. Now,
but
he looks like he can hit.
He's a 2-time All-American.
No, it was. I'm not questioning the pick.
And he shot up draft boards like a
a
flash.
But again, this was a guy projected mid-first round and went 8. So there's something they liked about him to take him 8. I'm not knocking the pick.
Maybe he's a late bloomer.
I'm saying that some of the things you look at corner outfield spots, he doesn't necessarily deliver right now. And then, maybe they can project him to be a 20 home run guy if he maxes out. But he doesn't do anything, to Greg's point, great.
Right.
Do you understand? So that is a safer pick. But when you're compared to what they compare him to, the Indians, Tyler
Naquin.
Yeah,
that's who they compare him to.
I even heard Benedetti.
Okay, so I mean, your comparisons are. I almost want to say you don't know, but I feel like it's a cop out pick.
Yeah, I mean they do
a little bit.
They do project him to stay in center, and he's a pure hitter. So if he hits for a high average, then cool. He's your center fielder, leadoff hitter, 2-hole hitter that has.
But where's your number one pick guy?
Fits for your high average, right? But I mean, some of the guys. I mean, you think of some of the high school arms with the high upside. That hitting mid-90s right now at a high school that you passed up on. Some of those, or even a couple of the high school hitters that just mash and. You think of the kid out of Huntington Beach, the kid who won the College World Series with the walk-off, who went to the Royals, first baseman. But, I mean, that's just a guy just because I remember watching it, right? But those guys have upside. Those guys have promise. Not saying Hazley doesn't, but you're right. It's a boring pick. It's a safe pick.
Well, here's the thing, though. I got some intel from Sweeps.
Yeah.
Who was over there at the pre-draft workout on Friday.
He looked great.
Said Hazley's a winner and a gamer. Above average arm, runs okay, but fucking rakes. Sprayed the pill all over the ballpark.
Yeah, and he rakes, but he's not going to play center field for you. There ain't no shot. Moniak's job is center until he loses it because you drafted him 1 overall. So he's got, he'll have every opportunity to be your center fielder. Now, all I'm saying is, my only point of it is this was their knock on him, and it's not my knock. It's something I read about him. So it's obviously it's a right or a left field guy. Not a big deal.
And if you project Moniak, he's not going to be your power guy.
No. So Williams,
just from his frame alone,
right? But
he's going to be your power guy.
I do think there's a piece of this though that we didn't consider with Halsley, and I think that what they're also looking at is if the bat doesn't pan out, they can turn him into a pitcher.
He was a
good pitcher.
So it's not a
a 1.21 this past year.
It's not a bad safety net to have for your number 8 overall.
And of course he's lefty, so it's always
right.
You can never have too many of those wacky guys.
You're loaded in your outfield essentially with left-handed bats. Moving forward.
Yeah, and then
I like it because listen, like Sleeps. Yeah, I talked to Sleeps too, and he was talking about how he rakes and.
I love a guy.
And I said, and that's my thing. Is like, okay, you hit, we'll find a spot for you.
Yeah.
I don't need you to hit 30 home runs like the scouting report negatives were about him. I don't need that.
Right.
If you can hit over 300 the big league level,
if you can be Tony Gwynn, I'm good.
And hit me 15 home runs, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
you can win with that.
And it's interesting too with a lot of these pitchers they got. There was a very distinct pattern with the pitchers. If you read up on all these guys, every one of the pitchers that they got. You see that it's 91 to 93 can touch 95, but the command is impeccable. So every one of these guys that they drafted in terms of the arms, they're not getting guys that are throwing 98 to 100, but everybody they have is around the strike zone.
Yeah, and how do you guys feel about that?
So there's
how do you feel about
there's
that?
a theory that they had, or a principle behind their draft.
I know. They've had it for a while now. They've had it for a while now. I want your opinion on that. How do you guys feel about, let's say, 91 that can paint, projected, compared to a guy that just hits 98? And you say, well, hopefully we can get him to command it.
It's one of those 6 and 1, half dozen another.
Yeah, it's tough.
Like, are you ever going to turn down a Tom Glavine or a Greg Maddox?
Hell no.
No. But would you also love to have Chapman starting in your lineup? Not that, he was a starter for long.
No,
but,
I know where you're going.
Or Harvey or Syndergaard. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
those guys.
Agreed.
Those guys, they bring fear into you.
Agreed.
From a lineup standpoint.
Yeah.
Now, same thing, though. I mean, a guy that can paint that black on either side of the plate is almost virtually unhittable as well.
Give me a guy in the bigs right now. Throw a pitcher out that's going 90, 93. That's a flat-out painter, okay, and gets it done consistently like the big boys do.
Danny Duffy.
Yeah.
It's one that comes to mind right off the bat.
That's
Keuchel.
Yeah,
Lefty.
the guys in Houston.
Lefty.
Yeah, lefty's different.
And Duffy's a lefty,
Yeah,
too.
I'm thinking righties. I'm thinking right-handers.
McClure's.
Greinke.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greinke used to throw harder, though.
He's a little softer now.
Yeah.
But, all right, it's a little bit
But
of a stretch, but Porcello.
Yeah.
I mean, Porcello's not he doesn't throw gas.
But the point is, he finds
you're right.
like some years he'll have really good ones
Yeah.
and his command's good. But then I look around and I look at like Kershaw, Syndergaard, Scherzer, Strasburg, the
Verlander.
Verlander. The list goes on of power and fear, and who stands out, like Felix Hernandez when he was dealing and throwing hard. I mean, you had hard stuff,
Yeah.
and you could figure out how to command that. You're going to be more dominant than any of the the command guys we talked about. I think that game's changed. You know what I'm saying? Because guys can hit 93 on an outside corner even if you're painting. But if you can throw 98 on that outside corner, there's a little better chance of you getting that out.
Right, but here's the
I feel
thing.
like the game's changed.
No,
The
and
Phillies are.
You're absolutely not wrong, but here's the thing. It's like one hand washes the other. Because if you draft these kids that are touching 96, 97, 98, chances are there are a huge high school arm who's going to have to start low in the system and work their way through.
Yeah.
But you get these command guys, and if they're going to be around the plate, you can rush them through a lot faster, which is kind of what the whole idea behind this draft was.
Right.
So this whole draft at a glance appears to be built on speed to market.
Sure.
How fast can you get these guys through your system to a point where we can either bring them into spring training, possibly have them make our roster, or worst case scenario, they're AAA, they're trade potential, whatever. Hi. I love it. So it's just getting them to the point where they are a marketable asset, whether it's for your own squad, your AAA team, as a tradable prospect to bring back a superstar, something. But the whole draft seems to be built on speed to market, and the pitchers reflect that in the fact that they're just about they're all command guys that are going to be able to take those steps pretty quickly, instead of a guy who throws 98 but is like Nuke LaLoosh and needs to be in the minors for 5 years.
Yeah, but I mean, we see command guys throughout this organization and guys up at the big league level for this team, and I mean, I feel like the proof's in the pudding.
But
I mean, Noah was praised for the command. At LSU too, praised for great command and blah 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 blah. Right, and the list goes on. And the reason why he was drafted where he was drafted, and you see him at times struggle with his command. And when you struggle with your command, you can only throw 90, 91, 92, 93 maybe. Okay, you're going to get hit around the yard more so than if you can throw 98 and maybe you're missing in spots.
Right,
you have a better chance for success. That's all I'm saying. I just think the Phillies. I don't mind you going with some command guys, but what bothers me is that all them guys, where's my heat? Where's my shutdown guy? Where's my power arms?
They drafted a couple of them. They're not all command guys.
But even in our minors, though.
But the majority of them.
Even the majority of our minors are command guys.
Yeah.
For the most part, right?
Though, like, look at our bullpen, right? When we won the World Series, you had Brad Lidge, 95+ with that slider. And then what really started that was when we brought in Billy Wagner. Before that, Jose Mesa didn't throw gas, but it got the job done with some good teams. But until we finally had some power, some gas in the back end of that lineup is when I think that team started to really turn around.
Well, that's why Vince Velasquez should be the closer on this team.
Right. So now you look forward to this team, and all right, so if all of these control arms work out, they're not all going to be starters.
No, of course not.
You know what I mean? But not only all the hard throwers going to be starters either. So where's that gas in the back end of the bullpen that we need because we let Giles go? Giles, we let him go because he was a tradable asset and we weren't ready for him yet.
Yeah, but how about this? You look at the Cardinals and how they draft and how they go about their back end of their bullpen, and you see it. I mean, all through their minors and guys they bring into the big leagues, they all hum at the back end. I mean, you're getting 98, 99 coming out of a bunch of different guys at the back end, and it's worked for them for years. In a tough division of them always being a playoff team because they can get it done at the back end.
But a lot of those guys, and this goes back, several years now. A lot of those guys are failed starters. I mean, guys that came up through their system as starters. They were basically Velasquez. They were 5-inning guys as starters. And the Cardinals are smart enough to say, you know what? You're not a starter on the big league level. You're now a closer at AA or AAA or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And they set that precedent early. So, but, I mean, and there are some guys that the Phillies drafted that can hump it up there, but they're lower round guys, probably a little more of a project. Now, obviously, Major League Baseball draft more than any other one is a crapshoot.
Yeah.
But I think philosophically with this draft, I like how they handled it in terms of getting guys that can move through the system faster and drafting positionally to put pressure on the guys that are underachieving right now. Long term, they're going to have to come back next year, and they're going to have to get some big arms. They're going to have to focus more on high school kids, and they're going to have to backfill the bottom end of the organization.
I'm fine
next
with
year,
it.
hopefully. Maybe we have the number one pick next year. I don't know if there's anybody like Hunter Green out there that we missed out on because we definitely got the wrong end of that number one pick.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'll take it again. At this point, I don't want to. I want the number one again. I want more chances at it.
Yeah.
Because you look at like Houston and Washington and teams like that got them and were able to hit.
And they hit on them.
And listen, Moniak's got to be a stud. And if you get it again, you better get another stud. And then that's how we can really change it quickly. Yep. And they're both around the same age area where that transition's big for this organization. Yeah, and then you hope some of these guys that are further along in the organization, your Williams and your Crawford, can come up and then sort of set the early tone for that. And that's what we got to hope for. Because right now, JP is looking like miss-ish. I'll still take him over Galvis. But
sure.
Yeah.
Because I got to see him at the big league level. But whatever, that's that.
That's the one thing that annoys me organizationally with him right now is he got off to a real slow start, and then he had a stretch of about 2 weeks where he picked it up, and then he went into a little bit of a slump again, and they sat him down. And they're basically playing like Pedro Florimon at shortstop every other day at AAA now. And the team's winning, so, okay, great for that, but you're not there to win games. You're there to develop players.
Wait, so
I mean,
he's not playing every day down there?
He's not playing every day down there. He may be banged up a little bit, just a possibility, but it's like basically what they're doing right now is it's like every other game. They're running, because they have Hector Gomez at third, Crawford at short, Florimon at second. It seems like every other game what they're doing now is they're sliding Florimon over to short, and they're running like, some jabroni backup flavor of the week out at second base when, to me, if that's how you want to handle things, you got to get Kingery up from Double-A to Triple-A, plug him in every day at second base. You turn Florimon into your super utility guy. If you want to have him playing for Crawford, great, but you get him in for Gomez. You get him in for Kingery occasionally.
No.
I mean, the guy's a nobody.
No, what are they doing? I don't know. Bob Hartman, seems like all our teams have adopted the words process, assets, patience. Shit is frustrating. Completely agree with them. And the Phillies are becoming the worst right now with it.
But see, that's what's weird is that it's almost counterintuitive because they're being too patient with the kids that they have in-house now, but they're being real aggressive with the draft because they didn't want kids that would have to be in the system for 4 or 5 years. It's just they're complete opposite forces. So which side's going to win out? Is it Johnny Almaraz's side where he's getting kids that he wants to rush through the system in 2 or 3 years, or is it the Klentak side where he's willing to just let it just string itself out?
I don't know, man. I think if he's not hurt and they're letting him sit down there, that's a major freaking problem.
Yeah, that's not good.
And you can't.
If you want to sit him up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have him play every other day. He needs to get out of it. At the end of the day, he needs to be up here. Okay, you can throw Freddie Galvis over the Walt Whitman Bridge for all I give a damn. Okay, I don't care. Like all these guys, you can just all of a sudden they come up missing, and none of them are there anymore, and it's all pups. Okay, that's what I need now. Take the gloves off.
This team is 22 games under 500. It doesn't matter.
Take the freaking gloves off. Your Kingerys, your Williams, your Crawford, just get them all up and let's just see at the big league level how guys freaking play for the last half of the season and stop the bullshit. Because, listen, Matt Klentak is number 1 right now on my list of GMs that I'm working on running out of here. He's number 1. He has officially jumped Colangelo because it's right in front of me now. It's right in front of us that we're watching him, like Mike said, blinders, or however you want to say it, which is great, that he doesn't see anything but the guys up on the major league level. Well, dude, you've never won anything in your life, okay, doing what you do. So I don't have patience to watch you not even bring kids up from the minors that are flat out raking. And you want to talk about A, B, C, and D, and your free agent signing has been, listen, everything's been bad with him, dude. What's been good with him? Who's he brought up? Who? Who's he brought up? That's a top-rated prospect?
I'll join your outrage after the deadline.
No,
because when you come into a bottom-tier minor league system, and before he got here, that's where we were. And then slowly,
that's debatable.
Well, no,
but go ahead.
Amaro built it up to where they are now. Right. So
Amaro got us in the top 5 before Klentak was even here.
Right.
Okay.
Don't you try to Klentak.
No. I'm just saying, I'm going to give the guy a chance. He came in with a plan. I'm going to give him a chance. If after the deadline, because everything you said is dead on.
No, I know
in 2018, we're supposed to compete. So if after the deadline we're still running, it's a month.
No, 2018's better be far away.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about competition.
If after the deadline none of these guys are up, I'll join your outrage.
All right, fair enough.
I
get outraged for the people.
You do, and you speak for the people. And I want to see what he has in mind. He's got a plan.
I hope
he's got a plan. You're right.
Well, he might have a little diary with some things written down.
After the deadline, because Kendrick's getting traded. Some team's going to take his $340 back.
No question. Yeah.
And then
maybe you can move Galvis.
Maybe you can move him. Maybe you can't.
There was interest in Galvis last year in
New York, right? Wasn't it the Yankees?
It was the Yankees.
Yeah.
So I'll
give
defensive
him. It's
another month. It's another month.
All right.
If the pups aren't up, or if some of them aren't up, I'll join your outrage, because then at that point there is nothing else. Because you're right, they're so far under 500. They're a bad team. What else do we got to lose? But you also have to get some of these guys going again so you can potentially trade them.
No, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Dude, you're not going to get really anything special back for him, regardless.
No.
So at the end of the day,
But the more bullets you have in a gun, the better chance you have of hitting.
well, okay, but I'm not even trying to hit it. It's a thing like with Saunders is just give me anything back.
Well, Saunders, yes.
Okay, give me a player to be named later. Okay, with Kendricks, at this point, because I need to see kids, give me a player to be named later.
I think you get more for that.
Okay, maybe you can, but I don't need to be in that position right now. I need to be in the position that I have a top farm system in baseball, one of them, okay, and I need to act like it, and that I'm willing to then say, okay, give me a player to be named later. Give me a player to be named later. Give me a player to be named later. I'll figure that out later, right? And let's go. Like with all of them. Even if I want to move Tommy Joseph, just give me a player to be named later. I'll eat it. I'm dead serious.
No, you're not wrong, though.
At some point,
I'm
you're tying
not wrong.
You're tying my hands, and I just got to be like, okay. We'll sit down later, and everybody will figure out who that goddamn
We'll talk
player
at the
is.
winter meeting.
Yeah. So, I mean, because you're going to still get, if the player we name later and a guy productive, it's going to end up being a decent return.
Right.
So you're sort of like saying, okay, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if they do go and they're productive, that player we name later could be something better than what it is right now anyway.
Right. I know.
So, it'd be your problem.
Yeah, I know we got to get on to some Eagles talk, but
Yeah.
just to kind of wrap this thing up here is even if they don't want to bring these kids up yet, what you have on the Major League roster right now, can we stop with the outfield rotation? Aaron Altair has to play right field every single day. Michael Saunders done. Just put him on the bench. He's your left-handed power bat off the bench. Maybe he could play a little first base and give Tommy Joseph a breather every now and then. But Saunders has to be done. And behind the plate, Cameron Rupp is like 2 for his last 52.
Yeah, he's bad.
Andrew Knapp should be catching every goddamn day.
Well, another guy.
And then, quite honestly, you should be releasing Rupp and bringing up Alfaro. But if they're not going to do it, at least Andrew Knapp's got to catch every day.
Every day. But Alfaro should be up. Listen, I'll play that game with you to, deadline talk. All right? But after that, I'm telling you, I'm coming hot if I don't see a lot
How's
of
that any different than usual?
Well, because now I'm coming hot for the people.
But then you're going to come hot for yourself.
Then I'm coming hot for myself because we all have. We've all sat through it and just been tired. Like, Crawford should have been up last year. He should have been up last year. He should have been up in September last year to see some things, right? Get him some extra bats. It's not going to hurt him, right? Was it going to hurt him for the last 3 weeks of the season to get him some bats at big league level? Are you that sold on Freddie Galvis?
No.
Not you. Matt Quintak, that you need him playing? No. Stop it. So,
but that's not even the big problem right now, and I don't disagree with you. But the big problem that I have right now is the situation with Williams. They didn't give him a call up last year because they were punishing him because he was kind of a douchebag as the season went on. And everything that I read, I was okay with it. I mean, you get yourself kicked out of games. You destroy shit in the clubhouse as a minor leaguer. You completely disregard signs, stuff like that. Maybe you do need to be put in your place a little bit by the organization. So what does he do this year? He comes back. He's a model citizen. He's hitting .290, hit 12 home runs in the month of May, continues to rake through June. He's probably, since maybe the end of April, the most consistent bat in that lineup. He and Cam Perkins, who's another guy who needs to get on the radar at some point. But for Williams not to be up right now is an absolute travesty.
I agree. Bob Hartman are on pace for 108 losses. Going to take one hell of a turnaround, expecting them to compete in 2018. No question. So we'll jump to the Eagles. That's going to be brought to you by Soapstash LLC, the new soap standard. Find them on the web, soapstash.com, or on Facebook, Soapstash LLC.
Rob's using a bar right now.
Bob Hartman, the Phillies team is harder to watch than the 10-win Sixers team. Might be on to something there.
I don't know about that. Mark Zumoff was more entertaining than T-Mac.
True. That's not even debatable. So minicamp has began for the Eagles. Peters won the contract, got the contract, held Mr. Roseman over to Coles. So, gentlemen, how do you feel about that? And what are some feelings so far in camp? And what do you expect?
What was the worst that was going to happen with Peters if you didn't extend him? He holds out. I'm cool with that. He's older. He's been nickeled and dimed with injuries. He doesn't need to go through training camp anymore, preseason. Comes back for week one, still sits there. You didn't need to re-sign him. Just let him play out his contract. I think he is a key piece to this line. I think he needs to be there, but I don't think he needs to be there for an extension. Let him play out his contract. Let him do what he needs to do. If he holds out the whole offseason, cool. Come back fresh, ready to go. Last thing we need is a blown ACL or an injured back, which is something that he's been known for in the preseason.
Now, for me, I mean, the way they restructured the deal, the extension itself only becomes 1 year. But to your point, it's 1 year longer than I think we really wanted him. Because I'm more anxious to get Lane Johnson from the right side to the left side. And all this did for me was lock in money on him that probably could have been better spent somewhere else.
You got an $8 million signing bonus.
Yeah.
In that.
So it's money that could have been better spent somewhere else.
And he's got 15, he got 32.5 over the 3 years, right? And then 15.5 guaranteed. And that's per agent Vincent Taylor, and that's from Jeff McLean.
Yeah, so the signing bonus is deferred over years 2 and 3 because they had no cap space this year at all.
Hey, listen, I think it's like I agree. They should have never did it. That's my opinion.
I mean, he's a nice player. He's probably going to be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, he's no doubt a Hall of Famer.
He wants to retire as an Eagle, and that's commendable. But to me, at some point, I got to be asking him to either move inside to left guard or to flip and have Lane Johnson play left tackle and Peters play right. Let me throw something at you guys real quick. 12 false starts last year. And this is from a guy who missed 2 games. That's too much. It's too much for your all-pro left tackle.
Listen, man, he's long in the tooth now. I mean, you had all the leverage, Howie Roseman, and you let – and if Al Zacasso is saying it's all Jeffrey that made this call, that's what he believes. But at the end of the day, why? There was no need for it. Let him play it out like he said, and like Bob's even saying, Hartman, then you're moving Lane over to right, and then, Vaitai is going to right, I guess. Or you draft there. So let him play out this year and then go figure it out after that. There was no need for 2019. It's another Band-Aid type move for another year. Hoping, okay, well, now we got it for another year, and if we don't find our right tackle somewhere moving forward, then at least we can go and fall back on Peters.
And
and that's what it is.
And at that point, what is he, a 36-year-old left tackle?
Yeah, I mean, come on, and Howie.
Now, I mean, the one nice thing that I
remember I said Quintac was like the number one.
He still is. Come on.
It sounds like Peters, if he realizes himself that he is losing a step and he is hurting the team, he is willing to move inside. So I did see that somewhere. So if that's truly the case, then okay, it's a little better.
All right.
But it's the same thing. Like, why do we need him for an extra year? He's already aging now.
Yeah, he showed his age.
He's already aging very badly now.
Yeah, so
for such a great player, I hate to just kick him to the curb, but that's almost what you have to do.
Listen, you can't give money because of past performance. What a guy used to do for you. When a guy gets a certain age and gets older. Now, I was fine for him this year, but
when Andy ran this team, when Andy ran the personnel, he was notorious for getting rid of guys that everyone thought were in their prime too soon, and the only one that ever went anywhere else and did anything was Brian Dawkins. Everyone else that he let go, quote unquote, too soon
at the right time.
Was at the right time. Peter should have been a guy who they let it play out and then let him walk.
And they said, I heard today, Wentz dropping dimes all over the field. So,
and Nelson lighten it up.
I hear Nelson's catching everything.
You're welcome. I'm just here for the freaking people. I'm here for the people. Going into his junior year, I think he has a big time year this year.
I hope so, too.
Listen, competition, right, boys?
Let the Jordan Matthews trade talk begin.
Competition makes players better.
Does he have Jordy Nelson type year?
Could be.
When competition makes players better. I'll leave it there.
You're absolutely
Phillies organization's proven it, farm system-wise.
Any sport.
Everything. Listen, we thank Gibson Mayer, LLC, our certified public accountant, Wednesday night sponsor. Find them on the web, gibsonmayer.com. Soap/LLC, ScanzanoSports.com, SportsOutletInc.com,
BMW Atlantic City,
BMWAtlanticCity.com, all the .coms out there. You're listening to the GOATs. Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM,
ATDRadio.com for Tom Arnone, Michael Matarak, and Greg Milakovic. Rob Povey on the ones and twos. Best in the business.
Go Pensbury.
No notes. You see it around here.
Good night.
That's how we do it. Later.
Peace.
Do I have anything else to say? I don't think so.